Hello, Camille.
Camille asks,
Do we know where Camille's coming from?
I'm not sure. Let's try and find out.
Okay, that's all right.
Will you be looking into those hedge funds with lucrative pension fund management contracts doled out under Christie? Their obscene fees cost the pension fund, $600 million per year. I, along with thousands of retired New Jersey educators, have not received a cost of living increase in 8 years.
Yeah, well, so, Camille, this is what the answer is yes. And we've been harping on this one for a long time. In fact, significantly before I ever declared I was running for governor. You know, there was a time, and I'm going to say 30 or 40 years ago, that when the hedge fund or private equity cottage industries were first born, they were onto something. They were able to figure out getting high returns at acceptable risk, and therefore they charged a lot of money to get into that club. You paid a lot, but you get a lot back. Those days are over. Those days are over. That's changed. What hasn't changed? The fees. They're still ripping our eyes out, charging like it's the good old days, and it isn't any longer. It's like, think about this, Camille, or anybody. The first restaurant opens up in town that's not fast food. It's got some particular value added. Well, the place is incredibly crowded. 30 years later, there are 50 restaurants. That first restaurant can't keep charging the same that they were charging 30 years ago. So the returns have gone down dramatically. The risk hasn't changed. The fees are as high as they've ever been. So Camille, I'm a huge proponent of getting out of those hedge funds as fast as we can. Other states, other pension systems, Nevada, CalPERS, which is the biggest in the country in California, New York City, they're going to sophisticated indices, which are dirt cheap, similar risk, and try to mimic the returns that you'd otherwise get with a hedge fund. It's just, and by the way, Warren Buffett himself has said that when he dies, he wants no debate about what to do with whatever he's got left, and that is it just should be put into a low maintenance, low cost index fund. If Warren Buffett thinks that's right, then that should be right for New Jersey. So we're getting out of those funds.
I think the other point that Camille was making was that her cost of living, she doesn't have a cost of living increase each year, and many people, not just teachers, are finding that.
Listen, Chapter 78 was jammed down their throats of public sector employees and retirees. Retirees, I hear all over the state, cost of living adjustment is the difference between, holding on to their house or not, or staying above the poverty line or not, or having to get to work at 2 or 3 jobs in their retirement or not. Active employees are taking home less.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe 7 years later. By the way, this state, if you want to know one statistic that just describes the squeeze, the Christie Guadagno squeeze on the middle class, is household incomes are down 5% over the past 7 years. Down 5%. I think we rank 44th in the country. And at the same time, I mentioned earlier, property taxes up 17. Fares on NJ Transit 36% up. Cost of going to college over 20% up. All these other costs are up. So you've got folks who are making less and taking home even less. And that's not right.
It's hard.
It's
For
hard.
many people. All right, let's go get a